I don't need you anymore, let's get a divorce. I will take all the retirement money, which I'm sure will be over $250,000. You're not planning to take any of it, right? His words shocked me. It's your fault. You avoid housework, make excuses, and act like an arrogant wife. I see. Then please send me the divorce papers as soon as you can. He seemed surprised, like he didn't think I'd agree to the divorce so easily. What? I handed him the divorce papers. I quickly filled in my part and then, while working on them, I told my husband, make sure you check this out. When he saw what I was doing, he turned pale. My name is Karen, I'm 36 years old, a housewife. My husband, Mike, is 45 years older than me. We are about to get divorced. Mike and I met at work. I had just finished junior college and joined the company where he worked. We were assigned to the same department, and Mike became my trainer. He was tall and youthful, just the way I liked. Since I had always been attracted to older men, I was thrilled when we started dating. Not long after, I found out I was pregnant, and we got married. We had a daughter, and I became a stay-at-home mom. I focused on raising our kids and taking care of the house. Mike loved our daughter and worked hard to support the family, while I stayed home and took care of everything. Our daughter grew up well, and when she was 4, our son was born. We were blessed with a boy and a girl, and life seemed happy. My daughter loved picture books and drawing, while my son was more into sports and physical activities. Though I couldn't afford expensive classes for them, I bought a lot of picture books and let my son join a local baseball team. I did everything I could to support them. I made lunch and dinner for my family every day. Since both of the kids joined club activities, I was the one to drive them to and from events. This left me busy with housework all the time. The years passed, and my children grew up. I was proud of how hard I worked without any breaks. Meanwhile, my husband worked, earned money, but never helped with housework. He never even washed the dishes, but he wasn't rude at home, so I let it slide. When my daughter turned 22, she graduated from college and started working. My son followed her, finished college, and found a job too. I felt relieved when I sent my children off into the world, knowing I had done my job as a parent. I was 48, and my husband was 53. We decided to enjoy our second life by focusing on our hobbies, traveling, and trying new activities. For the first time in a long time, we spent more time together as a couple, and I thought we were getting along well. I expected to continue spending my days with my husband. However, when he turned 60, something strange started happening. It all began with a small comment. "I've been meaning to say this for a while," he said. "Are you bad at cooking?" "What? Why would you say that?" I asked, confused. "I just get bored of the same dishes all the time." "Why bring this up now? You never complained before." "I've been trying to make meals more varied for you, but there just aren't many options. You should have gotten better at cooking by now. Why haven't you?" "Let me ask you something. Have you ever cooked even once?" "I've been cooking every day while also caring for the kids. I think I deserve some gratitude for that." "Come on, don't be mad, we're just talking." "I'm not mad, but you're saying weird things." "Don't take it seriously," he said. "I'm tired of this, let's end it." That was the end of the conversation for the day. After that, he started complaining a lot about the housework, not just the cooking. He said things like, "Are you sure you cleaned this part? This space is dusty, don't you think?" He also criticized me, saying, "You're not very good at cleaning." "I'm doing fine," I replied, "and you can't completely remove dust. It's impossible." "You always make excuses. You're just getting good at making excuses," my husband kept saying, complaining no matter what I did. Why did he keep interrupting me? He never helped with housework. If he didn't like how I did things, why didn't he try doing it himself? He never tried doing anything by himself. Eventually, he started complaining about everything I did. It became so ridiculous that I stopped taking housework seriously. I assumed that once my husband retired, he'd be home all the time, so I thought it might be a good idea to get him used to doing some housework. But this seemed to make him even more irritated. "Isn't our dinner getting too simple lately?" he asked. "Really?" I replied. "Well, you should get used to this way of life, considering the future," he said. "Are you going to make me eat this kind of food every day after I retire?" he added. "I used to cook 2 good dishes every night, but now I was thinking about saving money." "You just want to keep things easy, don't you?" he said. He was right at that point, but then he demanded, "Make dinner again right now. I'm not going to eat this." "Don't be ridiculous," I replied. "I don't have any more ingredients to make another one." then go out and get it, he said. I was starting to get frustrated. What's wrong with you lately? Why are you complaining about my housework? You never complained before. He replied, it's my fault for spoiling you this whole time. That's why I'm fed up now. I didn't understand. Was he getting angrier as he got older, or was this a sign of some illness? I decided to talk to my son and daughter because I was worried about my husband. Both of them were in their 40s, married, and had children. My husband's father, my father-in-law, was 67 years old, but I had never heard of him becoming more irritable with age. Well, I suppose it depends on the person, my daughter said. Dad never did housework, but he never seemed arrogant about it. I remember him playing with me a lot. That's all I remember. You took care of everything for us, didn't you, Mom? My son added. Yes, that's right, I said. Now that I have my own child, I realize how much work you had to do on your own. Thank you both, I said, feeling grateful. Is something wrong with Dad? My daughter asked. Maybe he's having an affair. Don't be silly, I replied. He can't possibly be having an affair. He's rich at 64. Sorry, I was just joking, my son said. Don't worry about it. You can always come talk to me when you're upset. Come talk to me too, my daughter added. I'm sure my kids will love seeing you. I'm so thankful that my children have grown up to be kind and reliable parents, I thought. Even though I wasn't paying much attention to what my son was saying, something he said caught my attention. He mentioned that my husband was about to retire, but he sometimes came home late from work. I started to get suspicious. Just in case, I hired a private investigation agency. What I found shocked me. It turned out that my husband had been betraying me. His partner was a single woman, a few years younger than me. I never thought he could be having an affair, but I was stunned to discover that he was. I felt sick. Or maybe it would be more accurate to say that I was disgusted. When I told my son and daughter about my husband's affair, they were both disappointed. My son was shocked, but I told him that I had expected it. Divorce was the only option in my mind. I decided to find a new apartment as soon as possible, just in case my husband kicked me out. It was hard to find a place because of my age. Many real estate agencies were unwilling to rent to me. It took some time, but I finally found a new apartment and signed a contract. Fortunately, this happened around the time my husband was about to retire. Finally, my husband's retirement day arrived. As soon as he came home from work, he called me into the living room. What is it? I asked. Come sit here, he said. When I sat down in front of him, he grinned. You're no longer of any use to me. Let's get a divorce. I will take all the retirement money, probably more than $250,000. You're not planning to take any of it, are you? His words shocked me. It's your fault. You skip housework, make excuses, and act like an arrogant wife. I see. Then please send me the divorce papers as soon as possible. What? He said, looking confused. Aren't you surprised? Do you want a divorce or not? Make it clear. Yes, I want a divorce. And the retirement money will be all mine. There will be no property division, I replied. My husband seemed confused, as if he didn't think I'd accept the divorce so easily. Oh. I handed him the divorce papers that he had already filled out, and I quickly filled in my section. I'll file it tomorrow, I said, then began packing my things. Are you leaving right now? Do you have a place to go? He asked. Why do you need to ask that? I replied, continuing to pack. Well, I just didn't expect you to say yes so quickly, he muttered. I ignored him and continued packing. Finally, after packing everything and moving my suitcases, I told him, okay, I'm leaving. Oh, I see. You're getting ready so quickly, he said, surprised. Take a look at this, I said, showing him the evidence of his affair. I'll talk to my lawyer about the alimony and other issues. When I placed the evidence and the investigation results on the table, my ex-husband turned pale. Goodbye, I said. Thank you for everything. He stood there motionless, unable to hear what I was saying. I glanced at him and then loudly said goodbye before moving to my new home. Since then, I received dozens of calls and emails from my ex-husband. I ignored all of them as I had decided. I filed for alimony with my lawyer, not only from my ex-husband but also from his partner, the woman he had an affair with. I believed my ex-husband was planning to leave me as soon as he retired and marry her. He had probably been trying to make me want a divorce all along, but he never imagined that the affair would be exposed. According to my lawyer, my ex-husband was upset because he was being charged for alimony. I told my lawyer I didn't want a share of the property because I had also worked and earned money on my own. My family owned a kimono store and a dressing school. My parents had taught me how to dress in the traditional way since I was young, and even as a housewife, I worked as a temporary instructor at the dressing school. My ex-husband probably thought I was just helping my parents, but I also worked as a dressing instructor for events like weddings, where I was paid well. The money I earned helped cover school fees when my children were young, but after they grew up, I started saving it for my own retirement. I saved little by little, and over time, it grew into a large amount. Honestly, I didn't think my ex-husband had saved much for retirement. He had mentioned $250,000, but I didn't believe he had that much saved up. If he were alone, he could live off his savings, but if he remarried, it would be much harder, especially with alimony to pay. Later, my children told me that my ex-husband's partner had told him, "I could live off your retirement funds." But she was wrong. She had only been after his money, and now he was struggling. My ex-husband, now single and lonely, invited his children to live with him, but they declined. Who would want to take care of a man who betrayed his family? As for me, I'm living a simple life in my new home, enjoying my hobbies and traveling. I'm busy preparing for my new job as a kimono dressing instructor. I regularly see my daughter and son's families, going out to lunch and sometimes traveling with them. I'm grateful that, even though I live alone, I don't feel lonely. I want to continue to treasure every day of my life. Thank you for sticking with me until the end. If you enjoyed this story, please give us a high rating and subscribe to our channel. I'll see you in the next video.